हेलो एवरीवन। आज हम चैप्टर पढ़ने वाले हैं द ब्रिक्स बीट्स एंड बोन्स। द ब्रिक्स बीट्स एंड बोन द हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन। आज मैं आपको एनसीईआरटी की लाइन बाय लाइन रीड करवाती हूँ।
पापा जी वहाँ चले जाओ। अरे काकी के मतलब बैंक चले जाओ। अल्लाह ये मई है।
द हड़प्पन सील। द हड़प्पन सील The Harappan seal, the possibly the most distinctive artifact, the Harappan or Indus Valley civilization, the made of a stone called steatite. किससे बनी हुई थी? स्टोन कॉल्ड स्टेटाइट से। स्टील स्टेटाइट, स्टोन कॉल्ड स्टेटाइट। Stated science from a script and undeciphered, we know a great deal about the lives of the people who lived in the region, from what they left behind, their house, forts, ornaments, tools, and seals. In the other words, from archaeological evidence, let us see what we know about the Harappan or Harappan civilization. हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन। ये इसे हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन क्यों कहती थी? हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन इसलिए कहते थे क्योंकि ये जो इंडिया की ये हड़प्पन सिटी के पास सब में पहले मिली थी, इसलिए इसे हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन कहते हैं। और ये इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन क्यों कहते हैं? ये सब इंडस रिवर के पास ये लोकेटेड थी। ओके, we will explore how the archaeological interpretations sometimes change. Of course, there are aspects of civilization they are at unknown may remain so. The technical terminologies, places, times. The Harappan civilization also known the Indus Valley civilization. क्या कहते थे हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन को? देखिए, हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन को HP को बराबर बराबर IVC, Indus Valley civilization. The term is derived from the place where there was a civilization identified. Total span of the civilization ranges 6000 BCE. ये आपकी नई वाली बुक है, मैं आपको नई वाली बुक पढ़ा रही हूँ। The 6000 BCE, 6000 BCE, 1300 BCE. There, the early phase, the term at the early Harappan 6000 BCE and to 600 BCE. Its formative phase of the civilization, the urban phase of the civilization, termed as the mature. The rate 2600 BCE, 1900 BCE is the most of the prosperous. The dominance of the Indus civilization stayed around the 1900 BCE. The decision became the phase and 1900 BCE, the 1300 BCE, termed in the late Harappan civilization. Harappans, the distinguished Harappan bricks, wheats and bricks, baked or unbaked, seals, copper beads, copper, bones, bronze articles belonging to the Harappan or Indus Harappan civilization have been found in the region part as the Afghanistan, Balochistan, Sindhu, Pak provinces, Pakistan, state of the Jammu, Kashmir, Punjab, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra. Okay. ये ब्रिक्स बीट्स एंड ब्लैड्स क्या क्या मिलते थे? ब्रिक्स बीट। ये आपका मैप देखिए, ये झेलम, चिन्नाव, रावी, सतलुज, इंडस, ये बानावाली, राखी गरी, ये मैप में लोकेटेड करने को आएंगे। राखी गरी बानावाली, राखी गरी हरियाणा, बानावाली हरियाणा, कालीबंगल राजस्थान, घनवारी वाला पाकिस्तान, मेटल कोटदीजी पाकिस्तान, चनुदारो पाकिस्तान, गुधोलावीरा गुजरात, नागेश्वर गुजरात, रंगपुर गुजरात, लोथल गुजरात, अमरीवाला कोट पाकिस्तान, मोहनजोदारो पाकिस्तान, सुतकांगीडोर पाकिस्तान। और ये आपकी ये इंडस वैली से ये फैली हुई कहाँ से थी? इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन फैली हुई थी ऊपर से मांडा से लेके ऊपर मांडा से लेके नीचे दायमाबाद तक, दायमाबाद नीचे दायमाबाद तक। और ये आलमगीरपुर से, यहाँ से आलमगीरपुर और यहाँ से सुतकांगीडोर। ठीक है। हरप्पन सेटलमेंट द फ्लो फॉर द 2000 हरप्पन आर्कोलॉजिकल साइट हैव बीन डिस्कवर्ड। कितनी साइट डिस्कवर की गई थी हरप्पा में? 2, ये आपका CUT में ऑब्जेक्टिव आ सकता है। 2000 Harappan archaeological sites have been discovered in the Indian subcontinent. Most of the sites found located between Indus and Saraswati River. Indus and Saraswati River. Western, the nearly two-thirds of the newly settlement. These settlement are in the Saraswati basins. कहाँ हुए सरस्वती basins पे. Suggestion immense the importance of the Harappan civilization. Among these, the five major cities have been identified. Five major cities have identified. राखी करी मोहनजोदारो नंबर 1 राखी करी नंबर 2 मोहनजोदारो नंबर 3 हड़प्पा नंबर 4 धोलावीरा धोलावीरा कहाँ पे गुजरात में गनवेरीवेला हीरा गनवेरीवेला पाकिस्तान में ओके पाकिस्तान में गनवेरीवेला पाकिस्तान रिमाइनिंग द साइट द कम अंडर द डिफरेंट द कैटेगरीज सच एज द रीजनल सेंटर आर्कोलॉजिकल विलेज स्पोर्ट्स center archaeological villages ports and manufacturing as centers different categories such as a religion center थे एग्रीकल्चर सेंटर थे ये ज़्यादातर ये 5 साइट ही थी जिसमें गनवारी वाला ये 5 साइट में क्या क्या होता था रीजनल सेंटर थे यानी कि धार्मिक पूजा और एग्रीकल्चर सेंटर यानी एग्रीकल्चर की जाती थी और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यानी कि इंडस्ट्री भी थी वैसे हाँ स्मॉल इंडस्ट्री थी देयर वर द सेवरल आर्कोलॉजिकल हम अब बिगिनिंग से शुरू करते हैं ठीक है चैप्टर स्टार्ट देयर वर द सेवरल आर्कोलॉजिकल cultures in the period to the region major Harappan. There is the Harappan were associated with the distinctive poetry, evidence, agriculture, pastoralism. क्या क्या होता था agriculture और pastoralism होती थी. The some craft of the settlement were generally small and there were no large buildings. Recent the virtual archaeological evidence also indicate emergence of Harappan culture from the early framing the communities dated the 7000 BCE. The urban phase, the mature Harappan, there was a constant, resulted the gradual transformation and eternal development of the civilization during the Harappan or Indus Harappan phase. Sufficient study that the mature Harappan culture that developed in the some these areas, okay, Harappan or Indus Harappan. The shared content common element including sufficient strategy, Harappans at a wide range of the plant, the animals, product including archaeologists have been reconstructed dietary practices from the charred grain finds the suggested charred grains and the dietary practices from the finds of the charred grains and the seeds. These the are listed by the archaeological botanist who are a specialist in ancient plant remains grain. Okay. द हरप्पन फाउंड द साइट क्या क्या मिला था वीट ग्वाली लेल्ट चिकविया एंड सी से मिलेट्स आर फाउंड फ्रॉम साइट्स इन मिलेट्स आर फाउंड इन द साइट्स मिलेट्स कहाँ थे मिले थे गुजरात से राइस के रेयर चांसेस थे राइस रेयर एनिमल्स बोन्स एट द फाउंड एट द हरप्पन Harappan site in the nuclei Harappan sites include the cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, pig studies the pattern by the archaeologist the indicate that these the animals were domesticated. Archaeologist animals were domesticated. Animal क्या कहते थे domesticated किए जाते थे animal were domesticated. Animals were domesticated. The bones of wild species such as the boar, deer, and gharial also found. We don't know the whether Harappan hunted the animals themselves, obtained meat from the other hunting communities. The bones of the fish and the fall are also found. ये पहले का है ये देखिए कम साइट है ना और उसके बाद हरप्पन में कितनी साइट हो गई ये टेराकोटा मॉडल है यानी टेराकोटा में जली हुई मृदा. Agriculture technologies while the prevalence agriculture indicate by the finds of the grains it is more difficult to reconstruct the actual agriculture practices but the seeds the broadcast is scared the close lands represented of seal and terracotta seals and terracotta indicate the bull was known terracotta model क्या बताता था कि ये छोटा सा टॉय मिला था हाँ ये बैल सा तो ये रिप्रेजेंट करता था कि एग्रीकल्चर इज नोन bull was known. The archaeologists extrapolated from this oxen were used for ploughing के लिए यूज करते होंगे moreover terracotta metal the ploughs have been found at the site चोलिस्तान और बानावाली से प्लोज के कहाँ मिले थे चोलिस्तान और बानावाली सी बीज है चोलिस्तान और बानावाली चोलिस्तान पाकिस्तान में है और बानावाली है हरियाणा में. Okay. The associated with the early levels, the field had two sects of the foro right Angeles, the each other suggesting two different crops were grown together. Archaeologists have also tried to identify tools used for harvesting. Did the Harappan use stone blades set in wooden handles? They use the metals. Most Harappan sites are located in the semi-arid land where the irrigation was probably required for agriculture. Traces of canals have been found at the Harappan site Sortugi in Afghanistan, but not in Punjab or Sindh. It is possible that ncert canal silted up long ago. It is likely that water down from bells, the wells for irrigation काय कहना चाहिए the irrigation के लिए water reservoir found in धोलावीरा कहाँ गुजरात में have been the found used to store water for store धोलावीरा में water store करने के लिए ये थे रिजर्वर टैंक थे और दे हाउ द आइडेंटिफाइड सोर्स विच क्वेश्चन ये बहुत कम आता है, वैसे आता नहीं पर मैं इसको बढ़ा देती हूँ. प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ द फूड रिक्वायर्ड द ग्राइंडिंग द इक्विपमेंट एज वेल एज द बेसिस फॉर द mixing blending and cooking the were the made of the stone metals and terracotta. This is an expert from one of the earliest the persons of the exhibition in the Mohenjo-daro. The west known the Harappan site. Sandal quarries are found in the considerable number and they seem to have been the only means in the use of grinding cereals. As a rule, the were roughly made for hard gritty the ingested rock of the sandstone. The mostly so in the science hard uses as their bases are usually convex that they must have set in the earth or in the mud prevent their rocking. That two main type have the been found. Two main type की the which the smaller stone was pushed the rotated or and fro and others with thus which a second stone was the pounder eventually making the large cavity. Either neither of the quarries of the former type were probably used for the solely for grain. The second type possibly the only pounding helps the and the spices for the making curries and stone and letters type of are dubbed curry stones by the workmen and the cooks. Ask the loan of the one museums use of the kitchen में use किए जाते होंगे. The earliest making the for exhibition Mohenjo-daro in 1937. The Mohenjo-daro, the planned urban center, the most unique features. The civilization was development urban centers. Let us look at the such a center. Mohenjo-daro more closely. The Altok, the Mohenjo-daro is the most well-known site. The first site to discover was Harappa. Settlements divided into two sections. The smaller but higher, and other much larger. The lower town is citadel. The plight of the Harappan. The although the Harappan was the first to be discovered, it was vastly destroyed by the rovers as early early as the 1875. The Alexander Cunningham, the first Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, often called as the father of Indian archaeology, noticed the amount of the bricks that taken from the ancient that was enough to lay bricks for about the 100 miles of the railway and line between Lahore and Multan के बीच लाइन बिछाई जा रही थी 100 miles की the surveyors the damaged in the contrast Mohenjo-daro was for better preserved. The lower the Althog. Archaeologists designate these the citadel and lower town respectively. The citadel owns its height to the fact that the buildings were constructed on the mud brick platform. It was called walled, the which meant that it was physically separate from the lower town. The lower town was also walled. The several buildings were built on platform which is served as the foundation. It has been calculated that if one lever moved roughly cubic easily daily, foundation the wood is required for the million percentage in the mobilizing labor very large scale. Considering something once platform the were the in all building activity which within the city was restricted to a fixed area on the platform. So it seems the settlement was first planned and then implemented accordingly. Other signs of the planning they include the way which whether sun dried or baked. The standard is 4 is to 1 is 2 is to 1. Bigs का standard ratio था 4 is to 2 is to 1. The Such as the Greeks used the Harappan settlement laying out drainage system. The one of the most distinct features of the Harappan the cities was a carefully planned drainage system. If you look at the plan of the lower town, you will notice that the roads and the streets were laid out along in the approximate grid pattern intersecting at right angles. Seems at the street where the drains were laid out the first and then the houses built along them. If the domestic waste water had to flow into the street drains, every house is needed to have at least one well along the street citadel, while the most urban settlement have a small western part of the larger lower eastern sections. There are the variation at sites such as the Dholavira and the Gujarat. Dholavira, Gujarat. Entire settlement was fortified. The section the town was separated by the walls. Citadel and the lower town. Citadel and Lothal was not built. Lothal क्या है was not built है. The built at height. A domestic art in the lower town at the Mohenjo-daro provides example of residential building. Many were centered on the courtyard with the rooms on the all sides. The courtyard was probably a center of activities such as the cooking and weaving, particularly during hot and dry. The weather was interesting. In a print the concern for privacy, there are no window. Privacy की वह सोचे थे no window थी. In the wall around the level, the entrance does not give direct view. Entrance का सीधे direct view नहीं दिखता था courtyard. Every house that is sound bathroom paved with bricks with drains the connected to the well. Street drains were the some houses have remains of or staircases to reach the second story or the roof. Staircases stay secondary or the roof with the many houses at wells. The room the could be the reached from the outside and perhaps used by the passage scholar has estimated the total number of the wells मोहनजोदारो में कितने wells थे 700. ये सीटी में तो कुछ ऑब्जेक्टिव आ सकता है. About the drain, most ancient system the yet this the our the drains. Mackey noted that it is certainly most complete ancient system after the discover. Every houses have was connected to the street drains. The main channels were made of the bricks set in the mortar were the converted with the loose bricks that the could be removed for the cleaning. In some cases, limestone was used for the covers the house drains. First steam impeded into the sump or the casket into the which this bit is solid matter the settle the while the waste water flowed out the into the street drains. Very long drainage channels were provided at the intervals with the sump for the cleaning. It is a wonder of the archaeology that the little heaps of the material, mostly sand, have frequently been the founding the lying alongside the drainage. The channels which shows that the debris was not always the started about the when the drain was cleared. From the earliest making in the civilization 1948, drainage system was not unique to the larger cities, but the was found in the smaller settlement as the Lothal, while the houses were the mud bricks. The drainage system हरपन में ही नहीं मिला था लोथल में भी फॉर एग्जाम्पल द हाउसेज वर द मड ब्रिक ड्रेन्स वर द मड वंट ब्रिक्स. इट इज एज अ ड्रॉइंग द लार्ज मोहनजोदारो. ये आपका सीटल है द सीटल इट इज ऑन द सीटल डेट द वी फाइंड द एविडेंस स्ट्रक्चर बट प्रोबेबली यूज्ड फॉर द स्पेशल पब्लिक के पर्पस के लिए यूज करा था. द बेयर हाउस मैसिव स्ट्रक्चर था विद द लोअर ब्रिक द पोर्शन रिमाइंस द वाइल द अपर पोर्शन प्रोबेबली ऑफ वुड का बना हुआ था डेकेड ए लॉन्ग अगो. द ग्रेट बात was large rectangular courtyard surrounded by a corridor on four sides. The two flights step north and the south leading into the tank leading into the tank में घुसने के लिए. और the water tight the set in the bricks on edge and using a mortar of gypsum का लेप किया गया है साइड में mortar of gypsum. The were the rooms on the three side, ये three साइड रूम बने हुए थे. The in one of which was large well the water tank flowed into the huge drain. Large well brought it from tank flowed into a huge drain. Large well water from the tank flowed into a huge drain. Along across a lane to the north lay smaller buildings with the 8 bathroom थे. The four on each side a corridor. 8 bathroom with drains from the each side bathroom the connecting to a drain that ran along the corridor. The uniqueness of the structure as well as the context in which it was found the citadel with the several distinctive buildings it has scholars to suggest that it was meant for the some kind for special ritual bath. Tracking social differences, the variables, the archaeologists generally use certain strategy to find out there were the social or economic differences amongst the people living within a particular culture. Include studying variables. You are probably familiar with the massive pyramid, the इजिप्ट की मैसिव पिरामिड्स देखी हैं क्या आपने? कंटेम्पररी विद द हर्पन सिविलाइजेशन मेनी ऑफ दीज पिरामिड्स वर रॉयल varials bear improves quantities of the wealth was buried. At the burials in the Harappan site, the dead were generally laid in pits. Sometimes there were some instances the hollowed out spaces were the lined with bricks. The code is the variation, the indication. The social differences, the B are not sure. Some the graves, the content, the poetry and ornaments are perhaps indicating a belief that these the could be used the in the afterlife. The jewelry has been found in the burials, the both men and women की मिली थी. When the excavation cemetery in the Harappan mid 1980, the ornament consisting of rings, jasper, kind of precious stone, the where the hundreds micro the beads was found in the near the skull of the male. The some instances the dead were worried of the copper mirrors. Although it appeared the Harappan did not burying the precious things of what dead. Looking for luxury. Another study to identify social differences studying artifact. Which archaeologists broadly classify utility and luxuries. First category include the object of daily use made of the fairly easily out of the ordinary materials such as the stone or clay. Needles include poetry, needles, flash, rubbers, the body covers, the e.g. are the found distributed settlement. Archaeology assume the object were luxury with the rare made of the costly non-local material. With the complicated technology, thus it the little pots of finance or material made of the ground sand or silica. Mixed with the color and gum and then fired, they were probably considered the precious because they were the difficult to make. The situation becomes more complicated when we find this to some to the articles daily. Hoards are the object the carefully people the unsaid the such as the pots such as the hoard jewelry रखी जाती थी saved the reuse the metal by the metal work if the some reasons the original other not retrieved with them the remain where they are left the till the some of the archaeologists find them. Use as mid spindle the walls made raw materials such as the finance. Do we classify utility and luxury? If we study the distribution of the such as the artifact, we find the rare the object made of the valuable material generally concentrated. Large settlement Mohenjo-daro and the Harappa found in the smaller settlement. For example, the miniature pots of the finance, the perfume bottles that are found in the Mohenjo-daro. Miniature pot, the perfume bottle कहाँ मिलती थी? मोहनजोदारो मिली थी. And Harappa में there are the non small the settlement Kalivangal gold. The two was rare, the precious present the probably precious all the gold jewelry found in the sites of the was recovered from hordes by finding about the craft production. Located at Chanudaru, tiny settlement plus 7 hectares compared to the 125 hectares almost exclusively devoted to the craft production, including the bead making, cell cutting, metal working, seal making, and the bead making. Variety of material used to make beads the remarkable stone the like the carnelian of the beautiful red the color rich jasper crystal quartz and the statite metal like the copper bronze and the gold and the cell of the finance and the terracotta or burnt clay. Some beads were made to of the stone cemented the sum of the stone the with the gold caps. The shapes were numerous, disc-shaped, cylindrical shaped, spherical shaped, the barrel shaped, the segmented. Some were decorated by the increasing or the painting, the some had designed or attached onto them. Techniques for making the beads are different according to the material. Statite very soft stone was easily worked. The some beads were molded out of the paste made with the statite powder. The permitted the making the variety of the shapes the liking the geometrical form made harder stones the statite the micro the bead Weeds were made the remains puzzle the archaeologists studying the ancient technology. Archaeologists experiment have the revealed that the red color or carnelian was obtained by the firing the yellowish raw material and the beads and variety of the strategy of production. Noodles were chipped into the rough shapes, then the finally flaked into the final form. The grinding, polishing, the drilling complicated the process. Specialized drills have been the found in the Chanudaro. Specialized drills मिलती थी चनुदारों में लोथल the more recently धोलावीरा नागेश्वर बालाकोट the settlement are the near in the coast में specialized center for the making shell object including the bangles ladles inlay by the taken settlement is similarly still likely finished to protect such as the Chanudaru Lothal were taken to the large urban center Chanudaru Lothal large urban center Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Some of the these the can be the some national museum, Delhi or in the museum the local by this identify of the center for production. In order to identify of the craft person, the archaeologists usually took a look for the following raw materials such as the copper noodles, the steel, copper tools, unfinished object, reject the and waste motor material. In fact, waste is the best and one of the best indicator. Craft work, the intensity of the cell or the cell stone cut to the make the object then the pieces of the material will be discarded as a waste of the place of the production. Sometimes larger waste to the pieces the were they used to up to the make the smaller object the were minuscule the widths the were they usually let the work area these the traces. The suggested that apart from the small specialized center, the craft production was undertaken in large cities such as the Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Study for the procuring material. It has the obvious variety of material was used for the craft production. While the some of the clay were locally available, many much of the stone timber, the metal had the procured from the outside alluvial plain. The terracotta toy models, block carts are suggested that it was important means of the transporting goods of people across the land route, the riverine route. Land route follow किया जाता था riverine route the and the Indus of the tributaries. The as well as the coastal route the was were the also probably used the material from the subcontinent beyond the Harappan procured material for the craft production in various ways. Instances they established metal settlement such as the Nageswar and Balakot in the areas where sal was available. The other such a site the was sought to be in the fur of Afghanistan the near the west sources of the lapis lazuli a blue stone. There the apparently the very highly valued the Lothal was near the source of the Karnil Birch the Gujarat state from Rajasthan North Gujarat, Metal Rajasthan. Another study procuring raw material may have been the recent expedition to areas such as the Khedri region of the Rajasthan for copper and the south leading into the South India for gold. The expedition established local communication, local occasional find of the Harappa, the stated micro beats in the indications such as the contents there the Khedri area. The archaeologists call the Ganeswar Jodhpur culture the distinct non-Harappan poetry and the unusual wealth. Copper object the which is the inhabitant the supplied copper Harappanism. Contact with the this recent the archaeological find suggests that the copper was also probably Oman. On the southeastern tip the Arabian Peninsula. Chemical analysis have the shown the Omani copper had to artifact Omani copper. Harappan artifact they have the traces of the nickel suggesting common origin that they are the traces of the content as well. The distinctive type of the vessels, the large Harappan jar coated with a thick layer of black clay has been found in the Omani side, such as the site contains the percolation of the liquids. We do not know what was the carried within these vessels, what it the content of the vessels of Omani copper. The Mesopotamian text data able to 3rd millennium BCE refers to the copper the coming from Megan. The perhaps the name for the Oman the interesting the enough the copper found at Metal Mesopotamia sites are also the content traces of nickel other archaeological from finds suggestive the longer distant the contents including Harappan seal the wheat the Dyes and weeds. In this, the content, the in the worth of the nothing, the Mesopotamian text, the mention the context is with the region, the name the Dilman, probably Island of Beherin, Megan and Meluha. Dilman, Beherin, Megan, Meluha, possibly Harappa region of the mention the product the Meluha. The Hakanil lapis lazuli gold copper, the priority of the Mesopotamia misses the Meluha. May or be Haja word the royal places. The thing the Haja word peacock. Haja word कहाँ से लिए peacock से. The it is a communication with the woman, the Bahrain, the Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia text the refers to the Melua land of the sea affairs. The ships of the boats. Mesopotamia Hampal. Seals and script. Seals and sealing. The seals and sealing were the used to facilitate long distance communication. Imagine a bag the go of goods a week sent from the one place to another in mouth of the was the tied with the rope and the note the was affixed some bait. The clay on which was one or more the seals were placed, leaving an impression that if the bag reached with the sealing intact, it meant it had not been tampered. The sealing the conveyed the identity of the center. And enigmatic script, a line of writing. Harappan seals usually have a line of writing probably containing the name and the title of the owner. Scholar has suggested that the motive generally animals the conveyed moving, meaning the who could not read. The most inscriptions are, are short, longest containing 20 signs, 26 signs. The undeciphered to date, the evidently alphabetical, which signs the vowel, it has just too many signs. The 375 and 400, it apparent that the script was written to the right to left, the right in the comparing. Engraver the vegan, the working the right and then run out of space. Consider a variety of the object of which writing have been has been found. Seals, copper tools, the gems of jars, the terracotta, table, the blade, gallery board wrote the signboard I remember the mine writing have been writing the perishable the two could the mean the budge is speed exchange of the regulator beat the weights exchange were regulated the precise system the weights usually made of a stone called the chart the generally cubical with no marking. The lower domination with the by the 1 2 4 the 8 16 with the higher domination the for decimal system 160 the 200 the 320 640 the smaller weights that were probably used for the winning jewelry beads. Metal scale pens have the found. NCT authorities, the indications, the complex, the decisions being the taken, implemented in the upon society. Take. The four intense extraordinary uniformity the upon artifact as evident in poetry. Seals the weights of bricks, the notably bricks that thought the obviously not produced in any single centers were out were of the uniform ratio they thought out the region from Jammu to Kashmir. We have also seen the settlement were the significantly set up in the specific the locations for the various reasons. Best days the labor was mobilized with the for making the massive the wells. Places and king will look the center of the power of the on four of the people in the power. The archaeological record that provide no immediate answer. A large buildings found at the Mohenjo-daro was level. The place is why the archaeologists no spectacular find associated the stone statue that was leveled in the known as the priest king. This is the because the archaeologists were familiar with the Mesopotamian history and the priest king have the pattern parallel in this region. But the way this ritual prestige the Harappan civilization are not well understood yet the or are any means of knowing the whether the performance that they held political power. Some archaeologists are the opinion that the Harappan society had no rulers. There everybody enjoyed equal. Others feel there was no single ruler, but the several. The Mohenjo-daro had a separate ruler. Harappan I know that the so and so forth. They had argue that there was single state. Given the similarity in the artifact evidence, the plan settlement strategy says bricks size establish settlement of no this new sources of raw. The material is likely the Harappan practices the so some sort of so domestic art system. The sum of the security the was with the there. Given features of the was were created apparently for the utilitarian purpose. The end of the civilization. There is the evidence by the 800 BCE in most of the mature Harappan site in the region Cholistan had been uh, abandoned. Simultaneously, the explosion in population in the new settlement Gujarat, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, the urban side, the continued to occupy 1900. 1900, they we see the have been the transformation, material culture, the market, the disappearance. Market disappearance. Wheat still the special wheat, the writing, the long distance, trade, the craft specializations also disappeared, general fewer, the materials. They used to the make the fewer things, the house construction, technical deteriorated, large public structure but no large producer. Large public structure and large no producer. Overall, the settlement indicate the rural way of the life in the what the late Harappan successor cultures. Several agreements have been put forward. These the from the climatic climate change. Deforestation, excessive floods, the shifting and the drying up of the rivers, overuse the landscape. Some of these the causes may of the certain settlement, but they could not explain collapses of the entire settlement civilization. The perhaps the Harpans at the Harpan state the come to an end. This is the evidence of the disappearance. The seals, script and the poetry shift to the form of standardized beat system to the use the local the beat the decline the abandonment of the cities, the subcontinent. The would have to wait for the over the millennium or for new cities that develop in the completely different region. Evidence in the invention. Did Deadman Lane, Deadman Lane is narrow valley alley, the varying the 3 to 6 feet in the width. At the point of the on the lane western part of the skull and the bones, the thorax and upper the arm of the adult were discovered in the very variable condition, and at 4 to 4 feet to 2 inch in the body of the back, they diagonally across the 15 inch just to the best were the fragment in the tiny skull. Reminds the lane of the ounce in the name. The John Marshall, the Mohenjo-daro Indus Valley Civilization 1931, 16 skeleton people ornament were wearing the dead were found. If the found the some part of the Mohenjo-daro 1925. Much later, 1947, the Harari Ambila Director General of ASI tried to the collaborate the archaeological evidence the what the Rig Veda, the earliest known as the subcontinent. He wrote the Rig Veda mentioned the pure meaning. Rampant, rampart, the storeholder Rendra, the Aryan or the good uh, Aryan war god is the Puramdar. Whereas the other cities, the city, it has been the supposed that they mythical. They are recent. The exhibition the Harappan may be the changed the picture. We have the highly civilization. Highly civilization, the political deterioration, the weakened it. What in the ultimate extends is it is the more likely the complicated deliberately large scale the destruction the may no more the let the Mohenjo-daro women the children appear to the have been some the REM bill in 1946, the Harpan 1946, the 90 ncert said 1947, the N 1960 the massacre. Mohenjo-daro was the name the George Dels. He domesticated the skeleton the found in the he belonged same period. The whereas the couple of the identify the seem to the indicate the slaughter, the bulk of the bones were found in the context in the spiritual burials is slopest. The invariant the nature, this is the destruction, the levels, level. Latest period. City, no sign the extension, the burying the no bodies. Buries the clad in the armor, the surrounded why the weapons the other seated only fortified part of the city that yielded no evidence and of our defense. The J.F. Dells, the mythical massacre in the Mohenjo-daro, expedition in the 1964, re-examination of the data that sometimes they lead to the say reversal. the of the interpretations in this chapter in this respect necessary mention the archaeogenetic so research the carried the site of the Rakhigari, the site of the located in the Hizar district of the Haryana, biggest the Harappan city, the spread on the area of the 550 hectares. The order the genetic history of the DNA was the acted the skeleton the remains Rakhigari this the carried by the Deccan the college the demand the university Pune in the Colorado, the Center College, the Macular, the Biology, the Hyderabad, and the Harvard Medical College, the analytic, the data indication, the Harpan are the indigenous, the people of the region. Genetic roots, the Harpan back to the 10,000. The DNA, the Harpan, the continued, the majority of the South Asian, the population, the to be the most descendant, the into the small quality. The continuous with the genetics history as well as the history, the rules, the out large scale, the migration of the show variant the research is the indication the indicates the people coming from the watering areas the distant region but observed in the Indian the society at the no stage. The genetic history of the Indians was rather either discontinue the begin the Harappan started moving towards the either Central Asia. The genesis the also gradually spread in these region. The same team the search the reconstruct the third 3D features of the Harappan's people the reconstruct the final say features the Harappan. The male and the female the so the remarkable the similarly modern population of Haryana. This thus the study has indicated the unbroken the continuity for the 5,000 years in the Vasant Sindhe the ncert Harappan the genome lacks ancestry. Reconstruct the 3D the facial the features the Harappa the female respectively. Indian farmers the 117 and the discovery of the Harappan civilization. So far they have the examined the fact of the Harappan. The civilization in the context of the how archaeologists have the evidence for the material that remains the together part of the fascinating history. However, there is the another story of as well. About the how archaeologists discovered that civilization when the Harappan cities the ruin the people that gradually forget all about them. Men and women the living the area millennium later the they did not know जानते नहीं थे strength the artifact the essentially suffered the worst of the fight the foods and explosion season turned it lodging the digging the treasury. The archaeologist archaeogenetic is the DNA study of DNA. Archaeogenetic कौन study करते हैं DNA की genetic कर्म और understood the history. The Cunningham Confusion. The Cunningham Confusion, the first Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, the father of the Indian archaeology. Archaeology excavation the in the mid 19th century, the preached the prefect to the use written world text, the interpretations as the guide. The investigations, the Cunningham main, the archaeology, early historic studies, we see 4th century and the later period. He used the left by the Chinese Buddhist pilgrim who had visited the subcontinent between the 4th and 7th century. We see it to local early settlement. Cunningham also collected, documented, and translated the inscription found that during his surveys. When he excavated the site, he tended recover the artifact he thought had cultural value. A site like the Harappa, which was not part the literary. The Chinese pilgrims and was not known. The early historic city did not fit very neatly within his frame of investigation. So, although Harpan artifacts were found in the early during the 19th century, some of these the Cunningham he did not realize how the old the Harpan seal was given to Cunningham by the Englishman. He noted the object then successfully tried to the place time frame which is then his familiar because like many others Indian history the began this from the Ganga, surprising the significance. Cunningham sketched the first known seal the Harappa sites mounts layer the archaeological site the format the production use the discarding material structure the when the people continue live in the same place where रहते हैं नहीं they constant use the rows reuse Landscape the result then the build up the occupational the debris the called the amount of which the permanent abandonment result in the alteration of the landscape by the wind or the water the activity the erosion. The erosion occupational that are detected and by the traces the ancient material found in the layers the which the differ from the one the another is the color the texture and the artifacts that are found in them. Abandonment of the dissertation the what are the called the this Israel layers that can be identified by the absence of the such as the traces. The generally lowest layers are the oldest, the highest are the uh, most recent the study of these layers is the called the stratigraphy. The generally lowest layers, the oldest and the highest, more recent the study of the layers is the called the study of layer क्या कहलाती है stratigraphy. Artifacts found in the layers can be assigned the specific culture, the period, and thus the culture sequence for the site. A new old civilization subsequently seals were discovered. Harappa by the archaeologist Dayaram Sahani in the early decades of the 20th century. In the layers were the definitely what the historic the one significance began to realized and the as archaeologist Akaldas Banerjee found the similar Mohenjo-daro leading to the conjecture that these sites were a part of a single archaeological culture the based on the find of the 2019 to 1924 the John Marshall director of ASI then announced the discovery of new civilization the Indus Valley to the world. SN Roy noted in the story of Indian archaeology, Marshall the left India the 3000 year ago. Older than he found had the because the similar then till then unidentified fossils were found at excavation the but Mesopotamia said that it was new not only a new civilization contemporary with the Mesopotamia. In fact, John Marshall distinct the Director General of ASI the market a major change in the Indian archaeology. He was the first professional archaeologist to work in India and brought the experience of the working Greece and the Crete to the field. More importantly, thought the like the Cunningham he quickly equally keen to the took look pattern of everyday life. The Marshall the tended to excavate along the regular the horizontal unit the measure the uniformly. They thought out that the mound, ignoring stratigraphy foresight, this is mean to all the artifact the recovered it from the site. Same the units were grouped together even if they were found at the different stratigraphy layer that the result valuable. For information context of the find were the inventively lost new technologies and a question the R.E.M. Beeler. After the look director general of ASI 1944, the different problems Wheeler the reconstruct it was necessary to follow the stratigraphy mount the rather than dig mechanically along the uniform horizontal lines. The moreover the ex-army Bradiger he wrote the military prescience to the pictures archaeology. Frontier of the Harappan civilization have little or no connection present day national boundaries. However, the partition of the subcontinent creation of Pakistan major known as the become part of the Pakistan. This has the supported Indian archaeologists to try to locate sites in the India. Extensive survey in the Kutch has revealed that Punjab Haryana had added a list of Harappa sites while the Kalibangal, Lothal, Rakhi Gari, most recently Rolavira have been discovered. The part of these efforts, therefore, express exploration continue over the decade. The new issues have assumed the importance, where some archaeologists are often keen to the obtain the or a cultural sequence, the other the try to the understand the logic underlining the locations of the specific sites. They also the grateful the with the wealth of the artifact time to figure the function these may have served since the 1980. There has the also been the growing international interest in the Harappan archaeology. A specialist in the subcontinent and abroad have the been jointly working in at the what Harappan Harappa and Mohenjo-daro they are the using modern scientific technologies including surface exploration that to recover traces of clay, stone, metal, the plant and animal may remain, as well as the manually analyzes the every scarp of available evidence. These the exploration promise to the yield interesting result in the future. The wheeler at the Harpan, the early archaeological were often the driven the sense of the adventure that wheeler the wrote about the experience at the Harpa. It was I recall on the worm the May night 1944 the Tonga ride brought me the newly independent director general of archaeological survivor the Muslims officer a little railway station level the Harpan the along a deep the stand a small rest the house the west is moonlit the mounts of the ancients at the abundant acne season the Lugis must start the inspection inspection cover start with 5:30 pay next morning finish the 70:30 pay after that it would we to the heat and with the dark dark punka wala the conched the patinously in the interest the night air inevitable the jackal the near within the business the next morning punctually the 5:30 little professional professional the started the out towards the sandy the heaps within the 10 minute I stopped the rubber wood my eyes the I gazed upon the tallest mount the scarcely trusted mind the vision of the 6 hours later my impressed staff the I were still the tolling the the pics and the key is the blazing sun the my maid mud sahib I am afraid the relentless rem beeler my archaeological mission ये बुक है आर्यम बिलर की माइकोलॉजिकल बेसन in to India Pakistan 1976 problem of piecing together as we seen that it is not the script that the help the understanding the ancient civilization rather it is material evidence that allows the archaeologist the better reconstruct the after Harappan life. Material could be poetry, ornament, the household, the object, organic materials such as the cloth, leather, wood. The deeds generally decompose, especially tropical regions are survive the stone, the burnt clay, terracotta metal. It is also important to remember that only broken unless the object the wood have been the thrown away. The consequently valuable the artifact that found the inverted the were the either the lost in the past or the hooded and the never rectified inverted the in the other words the such as the find are the accidental rather than typical classify find the recovering the object that is the just beginning of the archaeological interpretation the archaeologist just then the classify the year the find the one simple principle of the classification the term of material such as the stone clay bone ivory the second and more complicated in the term of function number one kai kai ke one simplification the term of material number two the term of function archaeologists have decided instant the artifact is the tool of the environment. Something mean to the understanding of the function and artifact is the often the saved resembles with the present day the things of beads, quarrels, stone blades, pots, and obvious example. The archaeologist they also try to identify the function of the an artifact investing the in the context in which the watch found the was the it found in the house drain in gave the clean the sometimes the archaeologist to have the take recourse to the indirect the evidence the for intensive site and the to find out the evidence the including the depiction the culture access culture archaeologists have to develop frames of the reference the we have seen that first Harpan seal that it was found could not the understood the archaeology have the context of the term of the cultural sequence the it was found the and the in the term of the find was with finds the Mesopotamian problem and interpretation the problem in archaeological interpretation are the perhaps the most evident archaeological interpretations the perhaps most evident in the attempt at reconstruction religious practices the early archaeologists thought that the certain object which is the seemed unusual unfamiliar may have the had the religious significance these the included uh, terracotta figurines of the women heavily jeweled some with the elaborate the head dresses that these the were regarded as the mother goddess rare or stone statue men and almost standardized this posture seated With the one hand on the knee, the priest king was also similarly classified. In the other instances, the structures the has been the assigned ritual significance. These included the Great Bath, fire altars, the Kalivangal. Fire altars कहाँ पे मिल रहे थे? Kalivangal and Lothal. Attempted the might reconstruct the religious practices, the examining seals, the have been the ritual essence. The other with plant motive than the indicate the nature worship. The some animals such as the one horned animal, the unicorn depicted, the mythical, the composite, the creatures in the some figure shown the seated, the crossed, looked in a yogic posture, the sometimes surrender. The animals have been the depiction of proto-seva that the early major deities, the Hindus when the message the conical have been classified lingas. Many reconstruct the Harappan religion are the made of the assumption that traditionally provide the parallel. This is because the Harappan the archaeologists have often the move from known to the unknown, that this is the present past the while that this is the possible the case of the stone the coherence the and the post that it becomes the more speculative when we extend the religious symbol to get the proto-siva. They see the earliest Rigved the complicated the 1500 BC he compiled का हुआ था ऋग्वेद compiled the 1500 BCE in 1000 BCE. Mention the god named Rudra, which is the name the Shiva, the Puranic tradition that is the it in the first the millennium chapter. The however, unlike the Shiva, Rudra, Rigved is the depicted Pasupati, a lord of animal. The in the gendered cattle in the particularly nor as the yogi in the other depiction that does not the Rudra Rigved. Possibly Saman. सामान कौन होती हैं आर द मैन एंड द वुमेन क्लेम मैजिकल हीलिंग पावर्स एज वेल द एबिलिटी ऑफ द सामान कौन होती हैं जो मैजिकल उनमें मैजिकल पावर होती है जो यहाँ से धरती पे से ऊपर भगवान से बात कर सकती हैं. This is the mockery of the one of the earliest events has to the various small the lapis lazuli the jasper the calcedony the other stone most beautifully the finished less than the two heights the lingas the hand the and it just the possibly the used the bone the game honest make the 1948 what achieved so many the how the ecological work the idea of the social different the function it is easily the while bilingual the inscription is found the language is spoken by the Harappan the perhaps the several reconstruct the mind speculative the at the pare present target for ritual structure the literary the Harappan the cemetery the differentiation फीमेल फिगर मिली थी स्कॉलर से कंस्ट्रक्ट द एंड दिस द मोर द रिकंस्ट्रक्ट द ये आपका चैप्टर कंप्लीट हो गया. इसकी टाइमलाइन द 80,000 मिडिल पैलियोलिथिक फिर 35,000 अदर पैलियोलिथिक 12,000 मेजोलिथिक न्यू 10,000 न्यूलिथिक द 6,000 चालकोलिथिक See, two different urban civilizations, 1000 the early iron and megalithic burial, the 600 BCE, the 400 BCE early. 1875 the Alexander Cunningham of the Harappan field. The 1921 the Dayaram Sahani exhibition at the Harappan. 1922 exhibition Mohan Jodaru. 1946 R.E.M. Bile Harappa. 95 में एस आर राव एक्सिबिशन लोथल. 95 में एस आर राव एक्सिबिशन लोथल. 96 में बी वी लाल ने बी की थापर द वीगेन द एक्सिबिशन एट द कालीवंगल. 1974 the M.R. Mughal the Vikam the Bagalpur Puram. Full 1980 the team of the German Italian begins in the begins exhibition Mohenjo-daro. The in 1986 the American team the exhibition in Harappa. The 1990 the RS beast the began the exhibition Dholavira. 1990 when RS is beast the beast the began exhibition of Dholavira. 1997 the Armenian the Raki exhibition Raki. 2003 में बसंत रिद द रिसर्च द राखी करी. आपका चैप्टर पूरा हो गया कंप्लीट हो गया.